Welcome back to the TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Fights Highlights. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that. Ciao time.
When men fight back. If women want equal rights, they should be ready to get them in every shape and form.
Yep.
Good men never hit women, but when ladies step inside the ring hoping to put men under the boot, they should know that not every man will silently take blows. Hey there, everyone, and welcome to Ultimate Martial. Today, we're going to look at incidents when men fight back. If you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay up to date on all the new videos we have in store for you. Number 10, male versus female Marine.
All right, so I talked about like females, understanding somewhat combat skills. And then everybody in the comment section destroyed me and said, they lowered the requirements for militaries for women. And I know, guys, I know they lowered the requirements, but they still get to experience the ones that really think they don't need no man and they're equal to men. They come into these combatives and really find out real quickly where they belong.
Women in the military have it tough. However, when this female Marine thought her serving in Iraq with the boys was a statement too little, she decided to prove her mettle by facing off her male counterpart inside the boxing ring. But perhaps she was expecting the match to go a bit differently. You see, there's a fair bit of visible shock as she gets blown up by her male colleague, almost as if she didn't expect him to fight back.
Right?
The footage dates back to 2007 when this female Marine made the bold claim that she could beat any male Marine inside the base. Clearly, that claim was not true. As soon as the...
Again, how delusional are these women to make such a crazy claim? Even men probably don't make that kind of claim that I can beat every man in this platoon or whatever.
Blue guy enters the ring, he's booed by everyone else, which kind of makes me feel bad for the guy. However, it's only fair given how it's a friendly match. You can't expect to be in a boxing match and not get punched. The man has a fairly easy time throwing around his opponent as if she's weightless, but then the final knockdown brings the match to a halt. The guy takes away a victory, and the woman takes away a valuable lesson.
It's just like... I know, it's sad that I'm laughing at this, but it's funny.
Number 9, another female soldier eats the floor. We have immense respect for all the men and women in uniform. With that said, it's kind of amusing that the ladies think they can beat up the guys. Sure, they're all soldiers, and many of these women are stronger than your average Karen.
Sure.
But for them to assume that their male colleagues are an easy pick is more than just an underestimation. This lady in uniform thought that she stood a chance against the male soldier as the two faced each other off in a jiu-jitsu match. However, that was clearly a mistake. The man instantly slams her to the ground. He then continues to keep her constantly pinned down, and the winner's soon declared. Prayers to anyone who thought the result might have been somewhat different. Number 8, a true gentleman. Not all fights are about proving a point. While the fight is essentially meant to be won, this video is somewhat heartwarming. Of course, kickboxing is not the friendliest of sports, but the two competitors in this fight have immense respect for one another.
Yeah, we did see this on the other video.
To be fair, the guy and the girl both put up...
We actually see a little bit of different action on this video, which is shout outs to, fight highlights.
An amazing fight. However, if we simply look at who landed the most blows, we know that the man in the ring was performing better overall.
Yep.
But kudos to the girl for not giving up her ground and staying on her feet till the very end.
Do we give kudos for girls to go into these even scenarios to fight against men? Do we call them brave and strong, or do we just call them idiots? Why would you go out there? How do you guys feel about it? I'm more of the boat of they're kind of idiots, but that's just me though.
The two performed very well. But as the end came near, the best part of the fight showed itself. Both fighters applauded and celebrated each other for their performance. It could be argued that the guy was going easy on her.
True.
But it seems like he wanted...
I mean, almost every single one of these fights that I've ever featured, will ever feature, none of these men are going 100%. None of these men are even going probably 50%. right? They're probably going around 20, 30%, because any more than that, it just looks even worse than what it looks now. And then it's just abuse.
To help her learn more than he wanted to win. That in itself is beautiful, and the girl resonates that behavior by cheering for her opponent in the end. Number 7, Marine
one of my
pugil
favorite
sticks.
ones.
Pugil stick fighting is a Marine custom, but when a woman thinks that
This reminds me of gladiators when I was a kid. You know, like the gladiators with the things on the side, like trying to knock people off the platforms.
she can beat her male counterpart just because she made it into the Marines, she realizes that she's badly mistaken.
Like, even with that kind of rush, I would have gotten destroyed.
As the first round begins, the man charges her like a true Chad. He does so with such force that it almost knocks her out of the ring. Meanwhile, he has to be stopped by 2 of the male referees. In the second round, he seems to be going easy, yet still effortlessly hits her a bit too hard. The third round sees him trying to be even more careful, and yet the referee still thinks he's being too harsh. If you didn't want him to fight, why put him in there? Number 6, destroyed in seconds. This guy is a legend in his own right. I mean, he might not be the ideal gentleman, but when women face him in the gentleman's sport, he seems to know how to display a unique form of chivalry. The guy literally slams his female opponents one after the other almost effortlessly, annihilating most of them in seconds. He uses all forms of attacks, including body slams.
This is probably one guy that's using a little bit more than 50%.
Ruthless uppercuts, and merciless chokeholds. The guy really knows a thing or two about equality and is teaching that to his female counterparts.
Damn right.
I mean, he might seem like he has no manners when it comes to women, but he doesn't need any inside the ring anyways. Number 5, ranks do not matter. Officers in the military are often accused of having a certain sense of pride over the enlisted, but this female officer found out the hard way that rank does not matter, especially in a fight. She started pretty well, though, I'll admit. She went in with a few decent attempts, however, just a couple of seconds in, her male subordinate tackled her brilliantly to the ground and put her in an unforgiving position.
This is the part where leadership really sucks in the military. If your leader can get beaten up by you and all of your, subordinates, you just lose a lack of respect for that leader in general, right? Even if it was a man, like, you lose somewhat of respect. Now you can't even beat any of the men, and you're commanding us to go to war and do things? Really?
He put her in a chokehold and was simply not ready to let her go. He even did a few fun rollovers to add substance to the fight,
like a death roll,
but in the end, she found out that ranks do not matter when raw power is concerned. Number 4, mess with the bull. Sometimes we really think the world is all daisies and rainbows. When will we understand that men and women fighting each other is not a good idea?
Nope.
After all, in this fight between Joey Buttafuoco and Joni Laurer, we can see why this is the case. The man literally seems to be throwing her all over the ring and lands a few unforgiving...
We watched this on the other one, but I really enjoyed this one. And,
punches that
ones.
probably shook her world. Honestly, there isn't much to be said. It's better to just have a look. Number 3, choker. For Marines to fight inside a cage is a really big deal, but when the contestants are a man and a woman, you know it's truly going to be hell in a cell for one of them.
My Asian brother.
This female Marine and her male counterpart were expected to battle it out inside the cage. When that did happen, the girl was initially very motivated. However, as things settled down, the guy managed to put a few unforgiving locks on her. His final chokehold really helped everyone make up their minds about what gender they'd like to bet on from there onwards. Number 2, 2 wrongs don't make a right. 2 wrongs really don't make a right. In that sense, 2 women fighting against a single man still doesn't mean it's okay in any sense of the word. As soon as these
I actually think it's a little bit more okay, but...
deluded ladies begin their offense, the guy takes one of them down, slamming her to the floor as if she's weightless. Meanwhile, her partner tries to help in freezing her, but her attempts are futile. They still manage to give the guy a tough time, but just when things seem hopeful for them, he makes them both tap out one by one. Take a look. Number 1, a sore loser. On top of our list, we have this extremely brief wrestling match. The woman in the match is arguably stronger than most women that we come across in our day-to-day life. The man, on the other hand, initially seems like an easy pick. However, as the match begins, the woman immediately finds herself stuck as the guy grabs her and pulls her down to the floor in an unforgiving lock. He refuses to let her go.
Ooh.
To be fair, the woman does put up a
That
fair
was a
enough
move
fight,
right there.
but the guy is simply determined to win. He seems to successfully use the woman's own body weight against her and keeps her pinned down. As he releases, everyone knows who the winner is. The woman, however, thinks that she's been wronged and refuses to accept.
You were in the arm bar or the arm lock or whatever it's called. I'm horrible at naming the names, guys. But you either gonna have to tap out or he's gonna break your arm, and the man gracefully just backed off.
Accept a simple defeat, protesting the imminent decision before it's even announced. She knows she lost, but just doesn't want to admit it. But just as everyone saw, the referee is unmoved by her claims and raises the guy's arm in a declaration of a clear victor. Well, that's about it for today.
Like, we can even tell, even when women are the same size or a little bit bigger, men are just still hitting harder. Bone density, muscle density, it really does matter. Testosterone, aggression, men just have all of that. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and catch you guys next time.